Agriculture is actually a pretty big deal when it comes to greenhouse gas emissions, and I think this surprises a lot of people, that about a quarter of all emissions in the world and about 10% in the United States are related to food production. And unlike other parts of the economy, in agriculture it's really not about fossil fuel use, it's about production of methane and nitrous oxide from farm activities, and also the carbon dioxide that gets released when you convert land into agriculture. There is a lot of enthusiasm about building up carbon in soils, and while there are many benefits of doing that, including for reducing climate change, I don't think right now the weight is really proportional to how promising that actually is, given what we know about the rates of reduction that are possible. My personal view at this point is that I think policy is not focused enough on methane and nitrous oxide. These are two really important greenhouse gases, and there are a lot of ideas about how to reduce them, and reducing them could very quickly have benefits for the climate. As promising as all this activity is in agriculture, I think there's a real challenge, which is that there are millions of individual producers around the world causing emissions. And unlike with fossil fuels, where you may be able to identify a few dozen locations or a few dozen companies that you need to focus on, in agriculture, the transaction cost of trying to verify each individual actor is going to be really hard. And so you'll see lots of, hopefully, efforts to try to come up with cheap and accurate ways of verifying that the practices and the emissions are what they say they are, and then linking payments to those data. For better or worse, in agriculture it's really hard to make money, and so it doesn't take that much incentive from the government or from the private sector to really spur a lot of action on the farm. And you're seeing now, I think, increasingly government programs trying to nudge farmers towards practices that are thought to be climate friendly. And a lot of analyses show that these could be some of the most cost-effective ways of reducing emissions in the country.